Back in June, local candidate nominee Louis De Jaeger announced his intention to run for Region 2 Director of Metis Nation, British Columbia. The election date was back on September the 10th. Voting was done by mail-in ballot. Now, the final vote was this past Monday. And finally, Louis won an election. De Jaeger is best known locally for establishing his award-winning Bravo restaurant and lounge in downtown Chilliwack, winning numerous wine lists and dining awards from 2004 to the sale of the restaurant in 2016. He tried running in the federal election as a Liberal candidate in 2015, losing to Mark Strahl. And then he tried the civic election in 2018 to try and be a city councillor. He lost that as well. Would this be third time lucky, trying for office? De Jaeger spoke with chillTV earlier on what the future holds. chillTV in the news of the weekend, we are in conversation with Louis De Jaeger, who we were joking off the air, Louis, about a month or two ago of hopefully you were third time lucky. A few years back, 2015 federal election, you ran as an MP, didn't work out. 2 years ago, running for city council, didn't work out. I think this one, though, is going to be a little bit different and probably a little more satisfying. Can you explain Regional 2 Director for Metis Nation, British Columbia? You got it. You're in. So what are your responsibilities now?
Well, third time's a charm, right? Yeah. So, you kind of get pretty sick of being a bridesmaid all the time, and it's time to be the bride. So. But I've been training and, working with my community for a long time now, Don. I mean, my involvement with Chilliwack Healthier Community and, just with the Metis and Stalo as well. I mean, I've been on the board of directors for Stalo Community Futures and working with young Indigenous entrepreneurs for quite a few years. This seems to just be the next natural step is to, with self-governance coming up now with the Métis Nation BC, this is exactly where I need to be for my people. Excellent. And I guess a lot of people still don't understand what the benefits are for Métis versus full status. Will this be able to give you a platform to try and explain some of the rules? I guess there's a blurry area in between. Yeah, I teach First Nation studies at the University of the Fraser Valley, so I mean that is a big question. Is like, who are you? But we're not First Nations. There's three distinct groups of Indigenous people in Canada, and one of those is the Inuit, of course, and First Nations, and the other one is the Métis, with their ties to, of course, the Red River Settlement and the Hudson Bay fur trade. A lot of that is just getting that information out there, but we have our own set of rights. We have S35 rights that are entrenched in the Constitution of Canada. There's a lot of things that we don't have that First Nations have, but with self-governance now with the Métis Nation British Columbia, now we sit at the table as equal partners with the federal government. It was just Ontario and Saskatchewan and Alberta actually that have just done that, and the three of them have worked together, and they're working on children and families. We're working on a relationship as well with the provincial government of British Columbia, and UNDRIP, and all of those things are, they're big topics in the Métis world right now. So, pardon me, as a director, is education part of your mandate, or are there some other things that we should know about? Well, regional director for me is taking care of the communities in the Lower Mainland, so I will spend time in Wachia, which is Langley, Surrey, Golden Ears, and up in Mission, and as well as Chilliwack and the Fraser Valley, and work on building capacity within those communities, having answers for people that are looking for things like dental, for housing, childcare, all of those things, including entrepreneurship, and where we can go to get some help setting up, maybe your own business. We were speaking off the air about gaming. Will you be able to get any type of gaming grants, money, income into the Métis community as opposed to what First Nations can do? Or because of COVID, is that all off the table now for the time being? Well, you hit on a real hot topic there because we were not included in that with the BC government. So we will readdress that issue with when the election's over for sure, and probably during the election, because our communities are landless. So First Nations communities already have some tax benefits and ways that they can generate income, but that's not the same with Métis communities. So if anybody should be there, and the federal government as well as the provincial government should have a stake to make sure that we're able to have our own programs and fund them, but also develop programs with some element of sustainability. So we're not always asking for money. We actually are introducing things that can self-generate more income for ourselves.
As a business person yourself, I would assume, are there any differences in rules when it comes to Métis business as opposed to, say, Stalo business?
I don't think so. We're all Indigenous businesses. We all have a separate, separate set of rules. But as far as entrepreneurship, we've been trading with the Hudson Bay Company. It's all part of our blood and in our roots forever. So we just want to make sure that we're doing the best thing for our people.
How long is this sighting now as a Regional 2 director? Is it, what, 2 years, 4 years? No,
it's going to be 4 years, and I'm really looking forward to it right now. It's an exciting time to be Indigenous, and especially with a lot of education that's coming out now, and building capacity, and just making sure that everyone gets a real fair share and a fair shake.
And I would think your learning curve is like that right about now.
Well, I've got my master's in business. I went back to school after I sold my restaurant, and so I've been, a lifelong learner, as well as I'm teaching at the University of the Fraser Valley, and learning about other Indigenous cultures as well. And I just, we're one community here, and there's lots to learn from each other.
Speaking of which, I know you have a class to teach at UFE. You are always welcome here, Louis, and thanks a bunch for spending some time with us.
You are always awesome, and it's great to speak with you, and thanks for having me.
I've been looking forward to saying this as a title for a while. So, Regional 2 Director of Métis Nation of BC. He's finally got elected. Louis De Jaeger, thanks for coming by.
Chimikwich.
And you're watching chillTV's News of the Week.